The last 60th celebration special is upon us, and with it, we get a new Doctor. Hey, spoilers much? Oh, come on, Mouse. It's been announced for well over a year. And with the new regeneration comes sorrow for the Doctor we lost. Yeah, about that. Hey, Commander Fennec here, and we've had 3 specials, all unconnected from each other. That's not what the trailers promised us. Mouse, you know you can't trust trailers. But anyway, was it a bad thing? The unconnectedness, I mean. Well, it depends how you look at it. They didn't feel special-y like the 50th anniversary episode did. Rather, they felt like 3 stories, all part of a regular season of Doctor Who, and here we are at the last one. The first one could have handled inclusion better. The second one needlessly pissed off some due to race-swapping Isaac Newton. But did this one do anything to anger the fan base? If anything, it shines a light on how obsessed the Western world is with screens, social media, and extreme balkanization. It sounded like an interesting idea, but the scale of the disaster wasn't really conveyed on the screen. After 2 days of everybody knowing they were right, with all the world leaders affected, I'm surprised the Earth wasn't a smoldering nuclear wasteland by now. Indeed, it was a cool idea, but not very well thought through, it seems. But what about the toy maker? Well, I'll be honest with you, I never saw the original episode where the Doctor encountered him for the first time. It aired back in 1966, and apparently, much of the footage was lost after the original masters were wiped, so I don't think many that are alive today did either. So we're starting fresh, and we're presented with a formidable enemy with limitless power, played wonderfully by Neil Patrick Harris. I quite like the Doctor bringing up the idea that the toymaker could use his powers for good, instead of being an agent of chaos. Kinda like Q from The Next Generation. I myself like the idea of this god being able to do anything he wants, yet being bound by simple rules. Although, it did somehow make his eventual and inevitable defeat feel somewhat too easy. Yeah, at first there were strong vibes from the Idiot's Lantern and even the God Complex, and the toymaker's casual disregard for life had a potential for being quite chilling. Except only the red shirt equivalents died, and there was never any feeling that any of the semi-regulars might also. And there's a total copy of the end of The Last of the Time Lords episode. In that one, a woman's hand picks up the Master's ring, and here, what looks like the same hand takes a toymaker's tooth. Yeah, that was an odd one, that one. And then we have the regeneration. Except it wasn't. Trust RTD to bend the regeneration rules yet again. First Tenant regenerated into himself all those years ago thanks to his severed hand. When you put it that way, it sounds really weird. Doctor Who's more fantasy than sci-fi, McClock, especially when RTD's in charge. So now, we have 2 Doctors. It's like he duplicated like bacteria through binary fission. Maybe he ate too much Thai food. It was fun to see that their clothes didn't duplicate, so they each wore some of 14's attire, which means 14 wasn't wearing any underwear. You focus on the littlest things, don't you? Whatever the reason, and whether it's due to the toymaker's influence or not, we found ourselves with 2 Doctors, playing a game of catch with the toymaker for the survival of the planet. That was pretty meh. It's the way it was shot. No long shots, just close-ups of each character catching the ball in various ways. As a result, you lose a sense of being there. It's like you're just watching the highlights. Maybe there were just too many establishing shots ruined because the actors were really crap at catching the ball. Maybe. I think it's interesting that yet again, this episode mentions the Flux, but now, all that angst and despair stays with 14, while 15 goes gallivanting across the universe, free from the burden of the past. Makes for an interesting reset of the character. Maybe that's a way to never mention the Flux and the Timeless Child again. You mean like we don't mention the Doctor is half human anymore? Exactly that. It also paves the way for future specials with Tennant and Donna. Maybe he'll just live out his life like he dreamt about in Family of Blood. Somehow? I doubt it. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Well, it is a whole Who-niverse now, with future spin-offs and specials aplenty. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that as well. We're bound to have a unit spin-off. Totally inevitable, considering how they introduced the whole setup to us. Including that weird robot/computer. Didn't that scream Sarah Jane Adventures to you? It so did. So, how many Tennants are there in the universe now? There's the human Doctor who's with Rose, but he's in another dimension. And now, there's this one. But back to the Giggle. The antagonist felt boundless, the threat so relevant to our world today. Some ideas were really creepy and well executed, while others, not so much. And yet at the same time, it just felt too easy. Ncuti looks good, but it's too soon to tell really. And I'm not sure how I feel about the splitting the Doctor. Sure, it's great Tennant didn't leave us so soon, but at the same time, it just feels weird. Might it not in a way undermine Ncuti's Doctor? Because Tennant, undoubtedly the nation's favorite Doctor, remains? That's a distinct possibility. Think of it this way. The Doctor never has a happy ending. He sometimes manages to give happy endings to others, but never really for himself. So, isn't it good he finally has a chance to rest, slow down and heal, while a younger, more energized version gets to save the day for once? There is that for sure, but Doctor Who has always been about change and rebirth, except now, I'm not sure. As for the story, cool idea, great build-up, but the denouement felt poorly executed, I'm afraid. Mind you, I doubt there's a budget out there that could have done it properly justice while still having a world left to continue further adventures with. I'm awarding the Giggle 2.5 paws. So, better than the Star Beast, but not as good as Wild Blue Yonder. You got it. Still looking forward to the Christmas special? Most definitely. But tell me, what did you think of this episode? Share your thoughts in the comments. Live long, and may the Force be with you.